You should be far enough along in your understanding of cosmos that density is not a concept that is baffling to you. The frequency you hold, your energetic signature, is your density, and it determines where you vibrate. What you call your ET aliens are vibrating at frequencies that you do not see. They're right there in front of you, but you do not see them. I know this sounds hard, but you understand that your dogs, your pet dogs, have very good hearing, and they hear sounds that you do not hear. The sound is there, but you do not hear it because you're not on the frequency receiver. The same thing works with density and with all understanding and interaction. So the question is not when are you going to have ETs show up in your density. They already are, many of them. The question is when are you going to have enough frequency expansion to hear what is here in your reality.
Welcome to Becoming Awesome with Peter D. channeling Sehkmet.
Hey, you beautiful souls. I am going to bring in Sehkmet today. Now, she's really cool because she's both a goddess in the Egyptian mythology, but she's also an ET. So we've got a lot of beautiful stuff coming in. Before we get started, please remember this is a discussion. If you can share your comments and your thoughts. We're going to talk today about when will we have physical ET contact commonly on the planet. So write your experiences. It'll be great to share. Here we go. Dear ones, the word Peter is formulating as children, but you are not our children. You are such amazing, beautiful entities. And we apologize that the best word we can have is welcome children. But it is the love we feel like a mother feels for a child that we feel for you. And that is what we wish to share by using that word. We love you. You are loved. And those of you know it, we can actually tap into some of you who are viewing this and you feel that heart of yours swell. Yes, please let that in. That is what we wish to communicate to you. Peter's friends have been having a beautiful thread in their meditation discussion group on ET contact. And we find this quite amusing in that we're already here, and we have been. The real discussion is when are you going to have physical contact in large enough numbers that it's recognized and spoken about commonly. And that is still something that is unfolding for you. We're not going to give you a prediction because that is what most of them do, and most of those predictions are wrong. But we are telling you that the contact has been present. And let us talk to you about how it is present, and then how you can move yourself into the realm where you're experiencing it, and then what may be coming for your society as a whole. Now, you should be far enough along in your understanding of cosmos that density is not a concept that is baffling to you. And the frequency you hold, your energetic signature, is your density, and it determines where you vibrate. What you call your ET aliens are vibrating at frequencies that you do not see. They're right there in front of you, but you do not see them. I know this sounds hard, but you understand that your dogs, your pet dogs, have very good hearing, and they hear sounds that you do not hear. They hear it. The sound is there, but you do not hear it because you're not on the frequency receiver. The same thing works with density and with all understanding and interaction. So the question is not when are you going to have ETs show up in your density. They already are, many of them. The question is when are you going to have enough frequency expansion to hear what is here in your reality. First of all, you are never not never, but not for a long time, going to see mass acceptance where explanations about contact with your star brothers and sisters are commonplace. And that's going to happen, not going to happen, because the controllers in your society have lied to you for so long. And they're not getting ready anytime soon, the way we see time, to say, oh yeah, we lied. This is what's really going on. You've been getting what you call soft disclosure, where little bits are released by that agency or this agency. But they're like, what? We didn't do any of that. That's not us. And that's kind of how it is. People are still openly mocked in the media if they talk about it. So it's going to be a while. And it's not just because they've lied to you, because what they've done with their lies, they've kept power for themselves. They've kept energy technology. And that's why they're almost like an advanced species to you. They're still human by our standards, but to you, they're not even what you are on the planet, because they've had all these technologies for so long that they've kept hidden and used for their own advancement. There's good and bad to that. Part of who's here now to help you are yourselves from the future who realize they've erred terribly doing this. So don't freak out too much by that whole thing as it unfolds, when you start to see that who you thought were bad aliens are actually you who finally figured it out, who finally have been trying to rectify it, but again with that same foot dragging, we don't want to admit our mistakes kind of thing. So that's what's really going on the mass public spectrum. And I know you're thinking that you have beautiful media systems, and you do, but they are still so controlled. Your mass media and your alternative media is very controlled. So therefore, you will not be hearing these messages anytime by your calendar years soon. Now, does that mean that nothing is taking place? No. It is alive and rich what is taking place. And that is that more and more of you are raising your vibration up to make individual connections. Okay? And those individual connections are very significant. By our count, there's 4, maybe 5 of your 1,000 people who are interacting with us physically. And when I say us, I mean all of the aliens that are out there, not just the lineage of Sehkmet, which, by the way, if you're interested, we're Lycan, Lyran, and we help to seed what you would call the Arcturians, who help to seed what you would call the Pleiadians, who help to seed what you would call you. Call us grandmother if you wish. All of us. And there are so many beneficial ones, hundreds and thousands of beneficial ones, versus half a dozen or so that are quite selfish. They've been given free reign because you're on a free will planet. And it's not just they're allowed to do freedom. You have to choose that you're going to be sovereign. We can't do that for you. And until you choose it, they're going to keep doing what they're doing, which is why we talked about these delays. Because many of you are not willing to choose your sovereignty and get rid of playing the victim card and own that you're creating this. But now, by our count, there's 4,000 or 5,000 of you who are having physical interactions daily. Well, not daily, but frequently. And that number is going to grow and grow and grow. Of that, most do not choose to go public, which is a good thing because of where they are with their frequency. If they go into the publicity of it, it kind of lowers the density and brings them down and cuts out their ability to connect. By our count, there's probably less than 20, maybe about a dozen of you who are out there on your internets and your various media systems, social media systems, that are legitimately making contact and carrying beautiful messages. But there's just a lot of people too who are going, "Ooh, look at me, I can do stuff." So pick and choose who you choose to listen to. And of course, the whole listening to thing is super important. Don't just listen to them as if they are gurus. They're guides to show you how to make your own contact. And if they're not helping you regularly make your own contact, you may not want to follow them as someone. Yes, it's quite interesting information. It's great at your cocktail parties and to discuss with your groups, but it does not give you the upliftment. It keeps you in that child's role, which was why we like working with Peter. He's always sitting there in your face saying, do your work, and we want to celebrate that. Not that you have to. You're beautiful the way you are, and we love you the way you are. But if you do want to make these connections, then you should be listening to sources that tell you how to make the connection, not just being the conduit of information. And like we say, there are very few of those that are out there. So now we've talked about what do you call it? The landscape? Yes, that is the landscape of what it is like in this moment. So what is coming? Well, first of all, more and more of you are raising your vibration, which means more and more of you are going to have this connection that you so desire. And we desire it too. It is what life is all about. It is going into oneness, and you're understanding that you're becoming one, first of all, with what's inside you, with your source, but all the steps in between, the animals on your planet, the other life forms on your planet, the dimensional life forms on your planet, then the energetics of those that are off your planet, which some of them are dimensional beings and some of them are physical beings. So yes, that's really all it is that desire for oneness. Those of you who are feeling left out, like, oh, when am I going to get this? It is not the external that is the issue. It's not that you're in the wrong place and you're an alien and nobody understands you. It's not that at all. You have not created that oneness with yourself yet. You have not gone inside to do your inner work yet to become right with all that you incarnated in a human body. You're not here by accident. You chose this. You wanted this experience. So now the question is whether you're going to embrace it or you're going to run and go, no, too much, too scary. No, I didn't want to do that. Your choice. You're an adult. You're not. You'll make a beautiful choice. You didn't come here by accident. If you look at it like a lottery, it's not that way. But if you look at it like a lottery, there are only so many spots on the planet Earth. And there were way more people who bought tickets than who actually won the prize to be here. You're actually in a very high vibration to be here on the planet. Even if you do not understand yet that you have that vibration and still think it's all scary and too much for you. So, the goal is for you to raise your vibration. And as you raise your vibration, you're going to make contact. And that contact will almost always, not entirely, but almost always first come on what you would call channeling, the psychic level. Because that's easier to access than to physically manifest around you and have your density be high enough that it's vibrating in a timeline, a density where we can come down and be with you. Like we said, there's only a few thousand of you on the planet who have mastered those skills yet. Okay? So, the question is, are you doing what you can do to clear your vibrations, doing your inner work to raise your vibrations high enough to get there? And that then determines who comes into your field. Now, it's going to be scary for some of you at first because there are predators out there. You see it on your planet reflected on you, and those of you who wish to do control have told the story, dog eat dog, scary world. I think you're beautiful. What is it that Peter enjoys his science fiction so much? The three-body problem. The second book is The Dark Forest, where soon as one species finds out about the existence of another species, they destroy it. Right? So you have that kind of myth that's in your culture, and it's not really how it is. Okay, but it's in there, it's in your psyche, and that means that you hold those fears, and that means you must do your clearing around those fears that you hold. Yeah. Now, we spoke earlier about how you need to do this here and now. It's not just take me away, save me, but you came here from another lineage, many of you, to bring those beautiful things into the mix of the stew of earth, into the pot that earth is. And so it's not a matter of pulling out. It's a matter of embracing your earthliness, which is why we're trying to tell you clear, 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 as Peter does, which is why we like to work with him. We're working with everybody, but he's very focused on that message. So don't think it's the only message, okay? But it's when he's focused on, and we're happy to support that. Now, those of you who have come here and are working on your clearing, you have to embrace the humanity of who you are. Right? Which is the emotional, physical things, because those are the rules of the earth. This is where you're incarnating for these types of experience, the mass ascension of a planet. So you have to embrace that. And as you get clear on, pun, we made pun, clear on clearing, then you're going to start to feel, oh, I have these vibrations. And that is when you can make what you call your ESP, your channeling connection with us. We are so out there. Now, we were trying to warn you that there are some entities that are predatory. And so the biggest thing to understand is sovereignty. You're sovereign. Nothing comes into your field without your permission. If you're having negativity come into your field, whether it's through an ET or whatever density or whatever entity you call it, it doesn't matter. If you're having negativity come into your field, you're permissioning it at some level. And so you must say, okay, what is it in me that attracts this? And then clear that vibration, feel the feeling, the hurt, the pain, the fear, and then declare your sovereignty. Only beings of love and light and service to the divine may come into my field. That is the mantra Peter uses. It is inset. So he doesn't have to worry about his clearing or his whatever going up against this or that. He doesn't have to. It can't come into his field. And you're going to get there. As you get there, you're going to start to see more and more of what you desire, which are the entities that you wish to connect with. Now, part of what's keeping you from that is you're still playing the game. When are they going to come? And you're still doing your mass media and all the different blogs and predictions about this mass landing or Project Bluebeam. It's going to fake you out or whatever it is. And those are all beautiful things, and they're all mind things. But as you attend to them, it keeps your vibration focused on that level, which keeps you on the fear density by your conscious choice or unconscious choice, okay? And then that's what you attract, which is this whole delay, wait, bad things, government trying to mess with me with this fake invasion, etc., etc. That's how it is going to look if you do not get conscious and say, oh, I am done choosing that level of entertainment and focus. I'm now going to choose this level of focus. And as you do then, of course, you get more and more light and love and more entities who vibrate in the higher frequencies and densities. And you're going to see there's very little difference. You know, I had a planetary lineage. I had a body. I had all those things on the Lyran system. But now once you become an energetic, etheric being, what does that mean? You call it ascension. That's where you're all heading. Ascended masters. That's where you're going to go. But you're still in the process of climbing up there. We have done that. Yes. And of course, the energetics of the earth are allowing mass ascension. This is something beautiful and new in our galaxy, in our universe. A whole planet doing it all at once. Now, other planets have done this, but it was spread out over many times. The fact that it's all going to happen in 300 or 400 of your years, which for us is all at once, is boggling. It is the biggest and most amazing show. So things are going to move quickly. So you understand where you're heading and you understand what you're doing. You're still waiting on the aspect of it. Now, I know it is fun. Oh, I got confirmation. See, that's one of the things you have to look at. See, I was right all along, and now I can prove it because there they are. They're in the street, and the news media is talking about it. That is means that you still do not feel good about what is going on inside you, that you need the external confirmation. Clear it. Also, it's just fun. Oh, I want this. It's going to be cool, and it's exciting. Beautiful. But if you do not have the cool and exciting with what you're doing now, whatever it is, no matter how mundane you call it, you're no way going to vibrate to the level where you have that kind of cool, exciting connection. So are you being happy now? So we're not telling you to give up your focus and desire for these contacts. It's beautiful, it's happening, it's going to be here. But the more you focus on it without being clear about why you're focusing and how you're focusing on it, the more you contribute to the delay and the density taking place. Now, there's no right or wrong. This is just your own internal that you have to look at and understand and grow from. And this is what's being reflected. So this whole beautiful thing about when we're coming, yeah, we are, but we're here. And some of you know that. And some of you are on the cusp of knowing that. And some of you are starting to say, ooh, I'm still holding densities that are keeping me from it. And that is the beauty of it all, because that is where you're going to grow and excel and connect in so many beautiful ways. This is all the message that we have to share with you today, other than our love and knowing that you are with us already. And many of you are starting to express it in such beautiful, beautiful ways. So please receive our love. Okay, it's Peter. I'm back. I just got to tell you, No, I just so love it when I connect with higher density beings because it just changes everything inside me. So I hope you can feel that energetic shift. And, my takeaways are we're already doing what we need to do. If you're excited about the upcoming things, great, be excited, but be more excited about what you're doing now because that puts you in the vibration of allowing that connection. Yeah, and don't ever expect it to change because it's like you're looking at the densest part of it, our politics and our governmental system. That's going to have to change before we get mass recognition. And you can see by what's going on that that's still a little bit ways off. It's not in today's spectrum. But that's not stopping many of you from already making those connections. And many of you, it's physically happening. Hasn't happened physically for me yet, although spirit telling me that's not true. I've been in the presence of aliens 3 or 4 times in my life, and 2 of them I didn't even know it. One of them I did, but I didn't believe it. So of course, what do you get, right? You get more disbelief. Anyway, it's happening. As you raise your vibration, you're going to start to get it, and you're going to start to be aware of it. And then you're going to have this. We're all going to have it because this is the brotherhood, the sisterhood, the unity of life and consciousness and existence. Stay blessed. Bye-bye. Put your comments below. What's your story? I want to know how your connections are going. Share this video and please help us out. Like and subscribe. Bye.